another late morning, and I didn't go to bed so late, so I don't know what's up with me. I have to think about that. But meanwhile, it's warmish outside, but Dennis says it's going to get cooler as the day goes on. So we'll see how that works out. Good morning, it's Barbara. I just fixed my hair, and then the first thing I do when I say good morning is I fix my hair again. I mean, I did it in the bathroom with a mirror and a comb. Good morning. Thank you for joining me for coffee. I don't know why I'm staying in bed so late, but I'm having trouble falling asleep. I went to bed, well, maybe if I went to bed before midnight, but since it takes me so long to fall asleep, I worry about going to bed too early, and I might be just adding an hour of being awake before I fall asleep. It's hard to know. Anyway, another late start. It's a little bright and sunny today. It ended up cloudy yesterday, and we had huge windstorms overnight, gusting up to 50 miles an hour, they predicted. I could hear it. And our power went out in the middle of the night at least 2 times. But it's calmer now. I mean, it's breezy out there, but it's calmer now. Aura's car has weather alerts from Sirius, and it had come up yesterday that there was going to be a wind warning from like 11 o'clock last night to 11 o'clock this morning. So we're soon out of it if that's true, because it's 10. But anyway, so a front obviously came through or something, and Dennis says it's going to get colder as the day goes on. But I wanted to wear my starts with an A. It's by Isabel Kramer. I want to say Adair, something like that. That's what this sweater is. It's got a lace triangle at the bottom of the front. Anyway, I made this. It was the pattern was a birthday gift from a friend 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I think. Maybe 4, but I think 3. And this may have been like the second time ever I had a pattern and I went to the yarn shop and I bought yarn specifically for that pattern for a sweater. I'm usually getting the yarn first. That's usually my MO. So, anyway. But I wear it when I want to wear something big and casual, because it's too big for me now. Casual and comfy, like a big sweatshirt. I wear it, you know. And I can wear it in public, as opposed to my other one, which I also love, but is so out of shape and sloppy that I can't. So anyway, I'm just sitting here remembering I didn't block my socks, but that's okay. I got time. I did deliver Aura's hat to her. She didn't need it yesterday. When we were out and about, the car said it was 66 degrees at one point. It was crazy. It was nice to be out. It felt like spring. So I delivered my hat, and I can't believe it slipped my mind, but it doesn't matter. I worked on my Mercury socks. I took them with me to rehab and worked on them in rehab, and I worked on my blanket here. I did not work on my I-cord bind off on my cowl. I did, however, head down the rabbit hole of Sontag or Faroese shawls, and looked at your suggestions for Megan. Thank you very much. And I ended up buying Tess D'Urberville's shawl. And I forget who recommended this. I'm so sorry. A couple people actually recommended it. And I don't know, my printer is like so bad. But I had no idea what I was talking about. Well, there seems to be two different schools of, well, I guess Sontag means this style of wrapping it around. Faroese are big, giant shawls that undoubtedly women used to cross and, you know, but they were not being shown for the most part, crossed and tied in the back on Ravelry. And one of the ones that was suggested from the Jane Austen book, I have that book, so I have that one too, and I liked that one, and it was similar to this in its you know, sort of amount of knitting and amount of shawl that was there, except it, for some reason, the neckline came way lower, and it was more decorative, like you would, you know, like you'd throw on a little shrug. And I liked the up close around the neck, this is to keep me warm aspect of this one. I did like the kind of knitted lace bottom on the other one, and I might end up combining them since I own both of them. The other thing is, when I had it in my mind, I was picturing those giant shawls. This is not a giant shawl. This one, well, 650 yards of a worsted weight yarn. So that's 3 skeins of worsted, right? 4 maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I'm kind of loving this, although I'm thinking maybe I'll have that knitted lace edge to it. Obviously, when you knit lace in worsted, it gives you a whole different feel than other things, but I'm really kind of tempted by this, because in fact, when I sat down here to start recording, you know, I put this on because it's not super heavy. It's a sport weight, you know, it's not close around my neck. I'm comfortable now, but if it gets colder later, I'm going to get cold. And I thought, oh, if I had this, I would just throw this on over top of my sweater, and that would do the trick. Now, obviously, I can throw on one of those shawls that I have, because I have them. But anyway, so I was picturing something to keep me warm when I was picturing doing a shawl like this. But reality is, I was also picturing something much larger. So I may have to make 2 of these. I may have to make, you know, if I get really ambitious, I may have to make one of those big Faroese shawls with the lace pattern. I might have to do that. The problem with that is I'm not very good about having long-term projects and just work on them a little bit, you know, every day. Although I don't know how I am anymore, so maybe that will work out okay. You know, now that I've got my mojo back, I am knitting almost every day. When I didn't have my mojo, I wasn't knitting every day, and so having a long-term project. Well, it took me a long time to knit that last boxy. It didn't take me terribly long to knit Christie's shawl. I didn't have a lot of time. I was quite motivated, so I don't know. But anyway, I think I'm gonna go look at my worsted wardrobe and worsted stash, and maybe make a Tess d'Urberville's shawl. I really like her outfit too. This is what she wears to like a reenactment or something, I think. And I love the color. I love that color. And sort of the whole presentation. It's all monochromatic and whatever. I obviously will not be doing that, but the point is your arms are free to do all the work you have to do. Cooking and scrubbing your clothes and whatever, but you can still stay warm. So I was thinking as I was making my coffee, it occurred to me that these shawls are the precursor to the cardigan. And they were probably first worn, you know, at a time when women didn't wear sweaters. I mean, they wore shawls. And I am absolutely guessing about this. This is making it up out of whole cloth. But that's what I'm guessing. Oh, I'll have to ask Christy. I'm sure sweaters didn't exist then. I mean, they might have been making like knitted tunics for men or fishermen's sweaters for men, but I bet women weren't wearing sweaters for a long time. And this is the precursor to the cardigan. Anyway, that's what I was thinking while I was making my coffee. I was making things up while standing there musing about sweaters and shawls. So I think I'm going to be looking for some worsted in my stash. I think I'm going to be looking for some worsted in my stash. And think about making this. And maybe this will ease me back into finishing some of my sweaters, because this is practically a sweater. So thank you all for your suggestions. And thank you, Megan, for bringing it up. I might just be making more than one. I might make one of those giant ones. I do not have one of those really super giant triangular shawls, like the Faroese shawls that, you know, if you just wrap them around your shoulders, the tip of the triangle would come down to your knees in the back. I wasn't ever sure how to wear it, and it seemed like a lot of work. But I am slowly coming to the conclusion that I might want to do that kind of work, make that kind of shawl. We shall see. But meanwhile, I wonder what kind of worsted yarn I have. I'm going to have to go rummage. I'm going to have to do an inventory of my yarn and really keep track. I used to keep my stash on Ravelry, and you know, so a lot of the yarn that I have is in my stash on Ravelry, and I'll go look there and see what I have that worsted, but I haven't kept it up for a long time, a couple of years now. So a lot of the yarn that I say is there isn't there anymore because I knit it, and a lot of yarn that I might have bought, although I didn't buy much yarn in the last couple of years, would not be there. But certainly the yarn I've been gifted isn't there. So that's the first place to start. But I do, and I have my new knitting journal, but it only has room for 40 in its stash section. So Juanita said I should just cut the binding off of that book and, reproduce the pages for the stash, and then get it like spiral bound again, something like that. And that's something I could do too, although that sounds like a lot of work. The other thing is, I have old notebooks. I have a stack of notebooks like this, which is why it was ridiculous to buy that journal, but where I could just have a stash notebook and keep track of it. And I could have a Excel spreadsheet on my computer if I wanted to do that. So we'll see. I don't know what I'm going to do. But I'm going to find some worsted yarn and see what I can do. Now, if I wanted to make worsted yarn, would that be DK plus fingering held double? I'll have to see. I'll have to see what the gauge is. Gauge is 14 stitches and 28 rows in garter stitch. over 4 inches. Yeah. So this is garter stitch. I mean, it's very straightforward, very simple. I mean, this is the entire instructions right there, and 3 lines on the next page. So it's a very straightforward. It was a $2 pattern. It was $2. I paid $2. I felt it was very worth it. Anyway, so there you go. So those are my thinkings about the shawl situation. I think I'm going to be doing some shawl knitting because I really have been enjoying my Mobius cowl a lot. Having that gorgeous yarn didn't hurt, but it's nice to be excited about crafting. You know, it's nice to be sitting here. I mean, I stopped working on my blanket. I'm out of shape. My arm got tired. I stopped working on my blanket and I watched one more Vera after that last night, and then I felt guilty sitting there, just sitting. I was just sitting. Felt weird, so that's nice. Oh, I am happy to have my mojo back. All is well with the parents. My mother has a doctor's appointment I'm going to take her to on Monday, so I will be up in State College on Monday and no vlog because I have to leave here quite early. No vlog on Monday. But it'll be good to see them. I haven't seen them since Christmas time, and yeah, I haven't seen them since Christy and I went up to visit them when she was here at Christmas. You know, things have been going on over there, so I want to put my eyes on them and make sure they're okay and see what else, you know. I've been helping straighten things out and go meet the new head of nursing that I've been talking to, and take my mom to the doctor. Check-up-y thing, not, you know, and see them, so that'll be good. But the doctor's appointment is before noon, so I have to leave early, and so no video, but that's okay, you'll understand. So there you go. Laura had a great session yesterday on her rehab, and she's coming right along. They're very happy with her progress. Dennis has D&D tonight, so it's my night with the girls being the dogs, of course. And this is an out of the house D&D. He takes the fan and everything. He's like very prepared. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Please take good care of yourselves. Please, please, please stay safe and stay sane.